guys, we are live backstage at Lincoln Hall with the Swedish trio, and I am talking about Peter, Bjorn, and John, right? How are you guys?
Good.
Great, thank you.
Great to meet you guys.
Yeah, well, you too.
So welcome to Chicago, welcome to the States. I know we were talking off camera that we were driving all night. That was a lot of fun. But you're here safe and sound, and there's no snow.
No.
Right?
No.
No snow.
It's kind of chilly though. It's kind of Swedish weather.
How did you guys all get together? Tell me about that.
Us two went to school when we were 15, 16,
Okay.
like high school.
Okay.
Yeah, so
And
that's how
that,
that happened.
and that was just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
Here we are now.
Yeah, exactly. So when you guys were in school, did you always know that you wanted to be a musician? That you wanted to get into this crazy business, as we say?
Yeah, I think we wanted that, but we didn't really know anything about it. I didn't anyway, and it was like, yeah, let's do what people do that we like, like Costello or
Right.
the Birds or whatever. And then like, what is it they're doing? Except for like recording music, we knew that, but I didn't know
Right.
anything else. So it was like, that came later.
Right. And it's a lot of, and you guys have really, it's funny because you guys have done a lot and you've been around. We were talking about this off camera that you have a new album that was just released in October, and that's your 8th album.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, 8 albums, that's pretty successful. That's pretty intense. And you've changed things up this time. So that's what I was reading is that, you kind of went back to a little bit more of a simple approach. Is that what you said? So what does that mean? How did you change things up?
We've been doing it, we think anyway, every album, just doing something new. So this time it was just a reaction on the last one where we had a lot of people helping out with production and, I don't know, sort of like musical stylists or whatever, like people telling us stuff that they wanted us to do.
Right.
But just
like
kept
management
it,
and all
yeah,
that. Right.
So we just like realized that we maybe want to go back to how we did it early days.
Right.
Where no one was interested in and no one told us anything.
Right. Was that hard to do? To kind of step back and, really refocus and change things up?
When you can sort of do whatever you want to do, then you got to also figure out what you want to do. So you got to think about it a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the creativity and the writing part, is that the fun part of the job?
There's fun parts and hard parts in all the parts, basically.
Right.
But I think we like writing, we like recording, we also like performing live. So it's all. But with the records, it's all about the deadlines. You have to, especially when you're not working with, as Bjorn said, with management or production.
Right.
You have to set your own deadlines and decide when everything is going to be finished.
Right.
I think that's a really important thing to make it finished.
Right.
So that's what we did. We set our own deadlines.
Yeah, we made it like Midsummer's Eve or something like that. It's not ready then, even if we can sort of change, it's good to have like a focus point. So that was we had sort of like management of ourselves or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
work it out.
So, I don't know if these guys know this, is that one of your music videos I was reading was your Young Folks. It received, not only did it receive a Swedish Grammy, but it also has over 100 million, I'm sure it's more, 100 million times that it's been viewed on YouTube. That's pretty huge. Did you guys, when you heard that, what was that feeling like?
Just now?
Yeah. Okay, so he just heard it just now.
Wow.
Just so you know.
Yeah, we did the video ourselves too with a couple of friends that animated it and directed it. It's sort of a little kids TV show style that we saw when we grew up, sort of that little odd style. So it's a little bit surprising that people want to see that stuff, but we love that video. So
Yeah.
I think that's why, because it is so simple and people are used to really effective and flashy animations now.
Right.
So this is sort of like lo-fi animations.
At that time too was burning cars and helicopters, and people coming, when this was like an animated guy doing So
Right.
a bit
So it was
different.
something so different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And that's probably what everybody, besides the music, that gravitated
Yeah.
to that, because it was something out of the ordinary. Right. So what are some of the things besides the tour that we have, and when does the tour wrap up for you guys?
We have a couple of more shows here in the States now, but we're gonna continue next year
Okay.
with more shows in Europe and hopefully in the States too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know when we'll wrap up for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
never.
we're setting some shows up for the summer now too, and we're doing like Europe and Moscow and different, coming back here again. So yeah, we'll never end.
That's it. They're on the tour bus for a lifetime. That's
Yeah.
it. So do you guys feel that the fans in Europe versus here are different? I think that they are.
Depends on where you go, I guess, and it can also depend on city
Yeah.
and parts of a country. So we did some shows in Eastern Europe before this, and I would say the fans there were really into it as they are here.
Right.
So I see a lot of similarities there. Maybe in Sweden they're a bit more.
I think we can now on the 8th album, this Darker Days album. It's sort of interesting to see that people really know our songs, and there's a lot of fans like
Right.
in both Europe and
Yeah.
here, and South America and Mexico and
Yeah.
Australia is really good for us too. Asia maybe, I don't know, but
Right.
there's a lot.
It's
So-
also fun to meet like the hardcore fans
Yeah.
that come to every show, and they're almost like friends now. Like
I
they
know, right?
turn up and how are you doing? Like talk about families and stuff, and it's kind of nice to have that when they know their place. When they don't when they're nice fans,
Right, and when they don't cross the boundaries,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And what I always found interesting is what's it like to look out into the audience and just watch them singing your songs. That's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
It is, and now I also sometimes see Peter out in the crowd too,
Yeah.
singing songs because he's like running.
Yeah.
So that's a good view.
And he's not supposed to be doing that. Exactly. He's supposed to be on stage, not down on the, with the rest of the fans. Well, so what are some of the things you guys like to do in Sweden
In Sweden, well,
when you're on break? Let's
When
talk
I'm
about when
break.
you're on break.
Well, not walking again, like not going in cars and buses and stuff like that, because
Right.
it's pretty easy to get around,
Yeah.
or biking, like get around. Stockholm is pretty small. It's on a couple of islands, so that's good. And for me, tennis is good,
Yeah.
but
yeah, I mean, it depends on what season it is. In the summer, I kind of like to go out in the archipelago outside of Stockholm. A lot of beautiful islands. You can go out on boats and camp and stuff. Put up a
Right.
tent. Love doing that with my family. And also, I live nearby a wood, so I just like being out in nature a lot.
Yeah.
And also go see shows, drink beer,
Right.
like on tour.
Right.
also cross-country skiing,
Yeah, that's
Oh,
great. Yeah, in
that's
the winter.
fun.
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
underrated worldwide, but
Right.
I see why. But
Exactly.
great, yeah.
It's a great exercise
Yeah,
too.
it is.
I mean, it's
Good for
really
the
a
body.
great exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I know you guys got to get downstairs, and they
problem.
have a show to do. I don't know. That's what. But thank you so much. It's been so great. We can't wait to see tonight's show. And live at Lincoln Hall, it's Front Row Phyllis.